The Baltimore Ravens officially got a huge boost to their defense as Teddye Buchanan is back.
You are Locked On Ravens, your daily Baltimore Ravens podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Ravens. Welcome into the show. I'm your host, Kevin Oestreicher of Ravens Wire, here with you on another edition of Locked On Ravens PM. On today's show, we're talking Teddye Buchanan, Teddye Buchanan, as he is officially back. The Ravens activate him from the PUP list. It's a huge boost to their defense, and we're going to talk about the Ravens defense with Teddye Buchanan back in the picture now. So we did end up getting this news on Friday. The Ravens officially announcing that Teddye Buchanan is back. Baltimore put out the announcement about a couple hours ago, since the time that, I'm recording this right now. And officially, Baltimore announcing that Teddye Buchanan has passed his physical and been removed from the physically unable to perform list. Big boost for the Ravens defense. Now, Teddye Buchanan really came onto the scene as the season progressed for Baltimore. He's a huge guy. He's a huge piece in what the Ravens want to end up doing. But I want to start by just really sharing my awe for Teddye Buchanan's rehab. I mean, it is unbelievable. Eric DaCosta, he had mentioned that he had looked at Teddie's rehab and said that it was a top 1% of rehabs he's ever witnessed in 30 years. I mean, let's put this in perspective. Teddye Buchanan suffered a torn ACL on December 14th. Here we are, August 14th. So to the day, if I'm doing my math right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. I hope I'm doing that math right. 8 months after tearing his ACL, he is back and activated off the PUP list. Now, again, kind of like we've talked about with Nnamdi Madubuike, I'm sure there'll be a ramp-up process and a ramp-up period. Maybe it's individual workout for him, working off to the side to maybe, team drills. I don't know the process, individuals. Like, I'm sure there'll be something along those lines of a plan to get Teddye fully ramped up. But the fact that he is able to now be back out there on the football field just 8 months, I'll put an asterisk there in case I'm not doing the math right, but 8 months after he suffered a torn ACL. I mean, usually players who suffer injuries, and this is what I talk about all the time, just on Locked On Ravens in general, is players who suffer injuries in December, you have to worry, like serious season-ending ones like Buchanan did, you really have to start to worry about availability for the next season. And that was my initial concern with Teddye. It's like he's played awesome because he did. He really started to play really well next to Roquan Smith. And I was worried that Teddye wasn't going to be able to play this upcoming season, or maybe he would miss half of the season or 3/4 of the season, then come back. I mean, I truly did not know what it was going to look like. And it's been a bunch of awesome injury news for the Ravens over the course of this last couple of weeks. Nnamdi coming back, Teddye Buchanan now back off the PUP list. And now, by the way, the Ravens have zero, I repeat, 0 players left on the physically unable to perform list. 0. That's good. That's really good. So just for those that don't remember, and I'm gonna look it up here, physically unable to perform list. It was Nnamdi Madubuike, also Travis Jones, John Jenkins, Adisa Isaac, Buchanan, and Bilal Kone. Everybody off, everybody back on that football field, man. It's really awesome. And, with injury scares happening to Zay Flowers, Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey, and those guys coming out of it on the other side, seemingly good. And, Zay already back at practice. Nate and Marlon, we got that update from Jesse Minter yesterday that they should be good to go and back hopefully next week or something along those lines. It's been good in terms of the injury department, and knock on wood, I'm not going to move right now that it continues that way. But let's just look at Teddye a little bit and what he brings to the table. Coverage ability for Buchanan is something that was one of his calling cards coming out of college. His season in 2025 for Baltimore, played in 14 games, started 13 of them, and put up 93 tackles in those 14 games. He had 5 tackles for loss. He had half a sack, a forced fumble, and a pass defense as well. So doing a little bit of everything here and there, not like the craziest stat line ever, but 93 tackles. I mean, he was really putting up numbers. And again, I think the coverage ability as a linebacker, I think we saw him play with a lot of physicality last season, which was great. And the Ravens inside linebacker spot, I mean, it's in a really good place right now to something we'll get to a little bit more in the second part of the show, just defensively as a whole, how Baltimore is looking, including the inside linebacker position. But I mean, this is great news to get on a Friday afternoon. It is wonderful news. And, you know, I'm expecting Buchanan hopefully to be able to ramp up over these next couple of weeks. And again, like I can't tell you when he'll actually be back. I mean, I'm hoping by the time week 1 rolls around with this activation, again, we're about a month away from the season. Hopefully that's enough time for Teddye to ramp things up and get going. But he's someone that is a bigger piece to the puzzle defensively, I feel like, than some people think he is. And I think Teddye's very well liked and people understand who Teddye is within the fan base. I'm not saying that people don't, but I mean, I really do believe that he can be one of those underrated X factors. I know the word X factor, and I honestly am guilty of it sometimes too. You know, X factor gets thrown out there a lot for a lot of different players. But, you know, when you have a linebacker group of Roquan Smith and Trenton Simpson and Teddye Buchanan and Jay Higgins and, you know, others that could maybe factor in as well, I mean, I think Teddye's going to be a really big deal in terms of what the potential of the whole group could be, especially if you factor in Roquan potentially bouncing back in a Jesse Minter defense. Trenton Simpson, kind of same thing in a contract year. Buchanan coming off his injury in year 2. I mean, there's so much to talk about there. So coming up in the second part of the show, we will be diving into the inside linebacker group as a whole a little bit more and the defense a little bit more as a whole as well. So be sure to stay tuned. Money coming up on the show. First, the show is brought to you by Odoo. Running a business shouldn't feel like you're trying to connect a bunch of systems that were never designed to work together. One app for accounting, another for inventory, another for sales, and somehow none of them talk to each other. That's where Odoo comes in. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that brings every part of your business together in one powerful platform. From sales and accounting to inventory and marketing, everything works in one place, helping your team move faster, stay organized, and focus on growing the business instead of managing software. The best organizations know that success isn't just about talent. It's about having everyone working toward the same goal, and that's true in sports just like it is in business. So, for example, when the Ravens fired John Harbaugh, you could tell that wasn't a reactionary move. The organization had a vision, stuck to it, and now you're seeing the results because everyone was working from the same playbook. Great organizations win because operations matter, and that's why you should get Odoo. Try it for free today at odoo.com/lockedon. That's odoo.com/lockedon. Locked On Ravens is brought to you by FanDuel. Baseball fans, if you think you know who's hitting a homer today, FanDuel is giving you a free chance to call your shot with daily dingers. It's easy to play. Just make your free pick for who you think will hit a home run in their game. If you're right, you'll receive a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. Best of all, you can make a free pick every day throughout the MLB season. Daily Dingers is another fun way to stay engaged with every day's games, whether you're following your favorite team or keeping an eye on matchups across the league. Every game has someone capable of going deep, and I get the chance to make your prediction before first pitch. And there are certain players where every at-bat feels like something big could happen. That's what makes Daily Dingers fun. You get to back the player you think is ready to go deep that day. So for me, I'm looking at the Yankees and Blue Jays games tonight. I'm looking at Vladimir Guerrero Jr. plus 470 to hit a homer on FanDuel. I am liking those odds. So are you ready to play your game today? Join all the action at FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com to play Daily Dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. Moving along, Locked On Ravens, Kevin Oestreicher still here with you on this Purple Friday, Locked On Ravens PM edition of the show. Thanks so much for being here and making Locked On Ravens a part of your day and your first listen each and every single day. We have you covered here with 5 days a week plus more of daily Ravens coverage and content, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern time. Plus, we have bonus episodes, instant reactions, watch-alongs, the squad show, and so much more here for you on Locked On Ravens. And as a reminder, we will be live here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time for the Ravens Week 1 preseason game against the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the watch-alongs. We did them last year. That was our kickoff season of doing watch-alongs, and I'm really excited to get back into that here this season. So be sure you're right here on Locked On Ravens for our watch-alongs all season long. We'll have him for all 3 preseason games, regular season, postseason, Super Bowl, however far this team goes, we'll be watching along. Plus, if you haven't already, be sure to go like and subscribe over on Locked On Ravens Hit, the new channel under the Locked On Ravens umbrella, essentially a mini version of Locked On Ravens with more content over there, more headlines, more storylines. So be sure, link will be in the description down below. Hit the like and subscribe button in video form and audio form as well. But let's talk about this defense as a whole. Again, Teddye Buchanan officially back. I'm loving that for this Baltimore Ravens team. Inside linebacker wise, actually, you know, the more I think about it and the more I have thought about it, I've been pretty vocal on this show about, I guess, some of the concern I've had about the inside linebacker position in general. I'm not necessarily feeling that now that Teddye is back. And I haven't been like it's been decreasing for maybe a couple of weeks here, but you know, Roquan's looking in great shape. Trenton Simpson, by all accounts, is having a great training camp. You know, you have guys like Jay Higgins, undrafted guys or second-year players that seem to be doing their thing. And now Teddye Buchanan being back in the fold. Again, I don't want to like put the weight of the world on Teddye Buchanan's shoulders and say, oh, week 1, Teddye Buchanan, go out there, have 15 tackles, 200. No, like there's going to be a ramp-up process. And for certain guys with injuries, it all varies, right? Some guys go out there after, and this applies to Ioane and other guys who have suffered serious season-ending injuries, right? You know, you have to factor in that some guys right off the bat, boom, they're back to being who they were. Other guys, maybe it takes a couple weeks or a couple months or maybe even a year for them to kind of feel like themselves and feel like they can trust the part of their body that got injured. So I think we do have to take that all into account as well. But I'm feeling a lot better about the inside linebacker group as a whole. You know, all these guys coming off the PUP list, it was mainly defensive linemen, but you know, the outlook for the Ravens with Ioane back in the fold at whatever point he will be back on the field and playing football like in actual games. And then Teddye Buchanan, you know, I'm hoping that he's not going to have to miss any time starting the season. So let's just assume for the sake of the exercise that he is back for week number 1. The floor and the ceiling of the defense is exponentially raised. When you also factor in the talent on defense, just from a player perspective, the additions they have made through free agency and the draft, just essentially it's two. Again, I hate doing this, but I've caught myself doing it a lot more recently. But Ioane and Teddye Buchanan are essentially 2 additions to your defense. It's more so with Ioane because he was barely on the field last year. It's harder to say it about Teddye Buchanan, but I wasn't anticipating him back until at least midseason. So assuming that maybe he's like worst case back by week 5. I don't know. I'm not trying to speculate or put any timelines. I don't know what it is. But for the sake of the exercise, if he's back like week 4, week 5, worst case, I mean, that's better than I thought. I thought it was going to be like week 10 or something. So it's great. It's great news. The Ravens depth-wise on defense, and honestly across the entire roster for the most part, I'm feeling very, very confident in it. It's just the depth, right? Like guys are going to go down. It's football. Injuries happen. But the depth that they have and guys that can start and take on even bigger roles if other players go down, like to me, it does make a huge difference. And I'm very, very excited to see how Teddye is able to respond and kind of what his progress looks like, because he was really starting to find himself as an NFL player. He really was. I think out of the entire Ravens rookie class, he was probably the best rookie the Ravens had last season. You know, Malachi Starks was up and down, Mike Green was up and down, et cetera, et cetera. I think Teddye Buchanan was genuinely the best rookie Baltimore had last season. So, you know, unfortunately, he didn't have the workout stuff. It was more so rehab than, you know, NFL workouts or whatever. But the fact that he's back right now is such a big piece of news. It's a huge boost, as I've said, to this Baltimore Ravens defense, and I am absolutely loving it. I'm loving it. But that's all I have for you here today on Locked On Ravens. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. On the website, like and subscribe button in video form, and follow along with subscribe in audio form for 5 days a week, plus more of daily Ravens coverage and content. Coming up, we'll be back here tomorrow. We'll have a bonus episode, and then we will have the watch along again, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So be sure to stay tuned for everything we have about that. Again, be sure to stay tuned for the bonus episode. And then again, back here, we have an awesome community for the watch along. We are going to continue to grow that this season as well. So many amazing communities here on Locked On Ravens. Also, again, don't forget, subscribe, hit the like button over on Locked On Ravens Hit as well. In video form and audio form, it's a different channel. It's not on this Locked On Ravens channel. It's on a different channel. So the link will be in the description down below for that. So be sure to stay tuned. And I'll see you right back here soon on Locked On Ravens.